Guys, we have a very special guest, Brother Guan, who I featured before, and we've been wanting to have this conversation for a while. So, Brother Guan, welcome.
My name is Tan Nguyen. I'm from stationed in the Pittsburgh area. Yeah. My home gym is for HEMA is waterfront historical fencing in the waterfront by Munhall and Homestead. I'm excited to just talk about my experience and my well me.
Where did you grow up?
So I was born in Vietnam, southern Vietnam. My uncle had a Wushu Vietnam school and also a bit of kickboxing. So that's where I got my background in. Um, I'm a no, I'm a nerd, so I always like swords. But beforehand, I have a history in performative like modern wushu. A little bit of xingyi, a little bit of baji, and a little bit of bagua. But I never really expressed it until relatively recently.
And what was training like when you were a kid?
Well, like I'm not that flexible anymore. But what I remember when I was a kid, and like if I was doing stretches, he would just walk up, like press my legs against the wall so I can do a full split. And like I can't do that anymore because like ever since like now that I'm a practitioner, and back then that's about a five no no like 5 to 8 year time gap. So my relative athleticism have like dropped since.
Sometimes time gaps are good, right? I took a
Yeah.
big time gap too on my martial arts training, but when I got back into it, I definitely thought about it differently. So, what made you take the time gap?
I moved when I was pretty young. So and just like couldn't do it with schooling and projects and well growing up.
What made you decide to get back into it?
I'm a I'm a nerd, man.
I love it. I love it.
I, I like swords and well, HEMA has a good community. HEMA Wushu has a good community. I made a lot of friends, and I'm like just active again. Originally, it was for fitness. Now I'm like staying because I have a lot of friends in the community, and also I'm super competitive. I go to tournaments anytime I can.
What was the process like getting back into it?
The interesting thing about specifically like historical fencing is that most people who get into it don't really have a background in like any form of athleticism as a whole. So they just have trouble like moving their body. Right? Since I started, well, since I have a history of like swinging a sword, maybe not like add another person, but swing a sword, I could I like skip that part, but from compared to most people.
So it actually probably made the learning curve not as hard as usual, huh?
Yeah,
Wow, that's awesome. So when you started putting kung fu movements into your HEMA training, what was the reaction like to your training pals?
originally I wanted to just like have a good basis of HEMA, so I know what well getting hit with a sword, swinging a sword at another like the feeling of in a fight, right? Or at least in sparring feels like before I can comfortably put my training like my history and what I want to learn into well into HEMA. It's yeah. The first reactions were relatively tame because I kept it down. Like Wushu has a lot of these really beautiful like offhand positions when whenever you swing your sword. Or I stay like first started with that. Then I got into like super low positions like Mabu Wu Wu, and then like the more and more I do it, the more comfortable until well I stood up on one leg and did a flourish ish in the tournament. And like on one end, yeah, that is a little weird, and that might not be optimal. On the other end, this is still my hobby. I'm just having fun.
Yeah. What I love about it is you can see how much fun you're having, right?
Yeah.
Like you're probably the one having the most fun out of
Yeah.
anyone that we've ever seen do HEMA, I think.
If you look at all my fencing footage, especially my tournaments, I have a giant ass smile underneath that mask.
Yeah. That's what I can imagine. You're just like, yeah. So what is your training like? Like how often do you train now?
Before I used to train like maybe 3 to 5 times a week. Now 2 to 3 times a week. But that's just because of work. And like my work has been hammering me because of the summer. Um because summer is ending, I'm gonna get back into it. I also like go to the gym every now and then to just keep up.
That makes sense.
In terms of training, so Tuesdays is like is relatively like fundamentals day is supposed to be for beginners. I go to keep my fundamentals up. Basics is always something you need to maintain. And yeah, I'm at my club at my HEMA club, Waterfront Historical Fencing. I'm a co-instructor or at least assistant instructor there. And like teaching is also another thing of learning, in my opinion. I mean, it makes you way more self-aware of your forms and of your form, your movement, because you want to show what it's supposed to look like to another person. Thursdays is supposed to be advanced Wednesdays. That's it was yesterday. This is the days where I get my ass kicked because I fucking fenced 5 hours. Waterfront there's a bunch of HEMA clubs in Pittsburgh. Waterfront Historical Fencing kind of has a reputation of like the most competitive minded fencing club in Pittsburgh compared to the others.
And how long did you start practicing before you became an assistant instructor?
About 2.5 years. My club is relatively new, just about 2 years. But I trained under a different club before.
I looked up Waterfront Historical Fencing and I see a picture of you. You're on on their classes page. It's pretty cool. It's so recognizable, your uniform now since we featured you.
Yeah. Oh, I got a new one right over there.
I see. And let's talk about the uniforms. Yeah, tell me more about the uniform.
So this is my fencing jacket. I got this from China. It's a custom made.
Wow.
From a friend of me. It's rated, I think, 700 newtons. 700 newtons. So, it's relatively puncture resistant.
Okay.
It's not like a stop a knife, but it's gonna stop a blunt sparring sword.
A blunt one. Okay, that makes sense.
Is mine in particular is a variant. They call it the ultralight. Most fencing jackets, HEMA jackets, are very bulky, and have a bunch of padding because we're getting hit a lot harder than standard fencing. I decided to be a little bit of an idiot and got one that's super thin and has almost zero padding because it just feels nicer.
Makes sense.
This makes me feel faster. I also have fencing pants over there. Let me go grab it. This is the standard Spez HEMA pants.
Wow.
It's super. This is probably the most armor thing in my
Whoa. Okay, so you put it in the pants. I see.
So it's covered in foam. Foam, and also has hard plastic on the knees. Before Before I had pants from a company called Trend, and um, those had like thick plastic plates all around. But I had those for like 3 years now, and they disintegrated.
So you're Vietnamese Chinese, huh?
Now I'm Vietnamese.
Oh, but your Chinese is good. Your Mandarin accent's perfect, dude. So you've been learning very well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you take any when you did Wushu and stuff, did you also take Chinese lessons, or did you just pick up the Mandarin accent really well?
So in Vietnam, we watch a lot of Chinese dramas, and I just naturally picked it up in my like squishy brain developing stages.
That makes sense. Wow. So, do you still remember growing up in Vietnam?
Kinda.
Kinda.
I was like 8, 10 when I moved, so I was pretty young.
Okay, yeah. So you would still have some memories too. Okay, so you almost completed elementary school by the time you moved here.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm just curious because I went to elementary school for a few years in China, so it's always fun to compare and contrast. Was it like 50 kids to a class also?
Oh, I lived in a back alley village. So I don't remember exactly how much, but it wasn't stuffed.
Mhm.
I do remember this the school I went to. Every student staying in one room, and the teachers we'll call it left, and we got new teachers. And in lunch, instead of going to a cafeteria, they would the teachers brought in like food. They cooked at home for the students.
Yeah, that's exactly China too. The elementary school's the same. The teachers would switch rooms instead of the students. And then during lunchtime, if you chose to eat in the school, they would bring the food into the classroom. It was pretty funny.
I didn't do this because I was just too young, but my siblings did. Where like during lunch, just walk out, like buy like four handfuls of barbecue meat, and then go back and eat.
That's awesome. So growing up with siblings, did they do martial arts too?
My sister did Vietnam and kickboxing,
Wow.
but stopped after she left it. Stopped after no, that's why she left. She had an injury, kicked really hard in the ribs, and stopped doing it. And I don't know about my brother.
Oh, I see. Wow. Is Vietnam pretty big in Vietnam still? Like, what is its status? Like, people in China with Kung Fu, it's like, oh, it's a thing from the past. Not too many people train in it anymore. What is Vietnam status like in Vietnam?
I'm not exactly sure, honestly. Like, I would say like what's more popular would be like kickboxing. Let's say. I'm like most martial arts schools, if I remember correctly, let's just assume they had they normally had like either like kickboxing, boxing, or some traditional style, and then they just like have Vietnam in the corner.
Oh, interesting. So it's always kind of something, but it's more like an add-on than like the main thing. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So what was growing up in America the first few years like here? Was it an easy transition or was it a little bit of a tough transition? Tell me more about that.
The transition was gradual because when I moved to America, I still went to a Vietnamese school.
Oh,
And then everyone there spoke Vietnamese,
wow.
so it was the process was slower or than usual.
Do a lot of the Vietnamese community train martial arts here in America, or are you one of the only ones?
Martial arts as a whole, I think a lot of Vietnamese people train. In HEMA, I don't know. I know some fellows in California, but in HEMA, the Vietnamese population is relatively low. Oh, I'm pretty I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in Pittsburgh. Yeah, no, I am the only one in Pittsburgh that's Vietnamese.
Wow, thank you. Awesome of you for representing. It's awesome. You gave yourself the name Brother Guan. So I assume your last name is Guan?
No.
Oh.
I'm my last name is Nguyen. But Guan was original. It was a joke. Oh, like when I was in high school. Oh, um, so I used to play Dynasty Warriors all the time with my friends,
Oh,
and my favorite character was Guan Yu.
Guan Yu, yeah.
And when and they just knew me playing Guan Yu so much. My online friends, they just started calling me Guan.
That makes so much sense. That's cool, dude. If there's, I think the majority of people who play Dynasty Warriors, they either love Guan Yu or they love Zhao Yun, right? And then maybe Lu Bu is like a distant third, but like it's always Guan or Zhao. And so yeah, it would make sense that you would like Guan Yu.
And the thing here, Dynasty Warriors, I prefer Guan Yu. But in like Romance of the Three Kingdoms is like one of the first books I ever read because my dad loves it. Was it? My favorite character was Zhao Yun.
I love talking about Romance of the Three Kingdoms too. The really unfortunate part about Romance of the Three Kingdoms compared to the real history was that Zhang Fei was apparently a little bit smarter than how he was portrayed in the book. So
I have some takes on Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Like a lot of there's kind of this bell curve in my opinion on like Liu Bei was when you first read it, Liu Bei was a saint and Cao Cao was like a genocidal maniac. When you like start getting into it more, you see them more as like equals. And then when you like really read through all of it, you go back to Liu Bei was relatively a saint and Cao Cao was a genocidal maniac.
Yeah, the perception of those two, right? It varies, and there's even certain adaptations of that period where it makes Cao Cao look like a saint and make Liu Bei look like a super cunning guy who's just pretending to be nice.
I one of my like most controversial takes on Romance of the Three Kingdoms is Liu Bei's son, Liu Shan, was 100% in the right for surrendering.
I will tell you, a lot of people nowadays, I think, agree with your take now.
Really?
Yeah, they agree with your take. It's amazing. I started seeing a lot of defenders of him on YouTube, which is like videos pulled from Chinese media that got put on YouTube, right? A few years ago, I started seeing it. And yeah, I'm curious to hear your take, but what I heard was, well, first of all, he isn't as dumb as he got portrayed. He's actually very smart. He played the role of the fool to protect his people once they surrendered. So, they would never kill him. Oh, he's just dumb. Well, let him live out his, life. But it's also, I think he saved a lot of lives by not fighting. Right?
Yeah.
So
that was what my take is if Liu Shan grew up in a community, grew up in the belief that is all a kingdom is always about the people and benevolence and all that shit. The most righteous thing to do when you're so vastly outscaled is surrender without a fight and let no one die. Okay? Like he could have fought for another 10 years and killed hundreds, thousands of soldiers, or he could snap his finger, end it all without a single fight, no civilians die, call it a day.
If you look at what happened to Jing, right, after they conquered China, like they fell apart pretty quickly too. So you could be like, well, they were vindicated. Like, what is it, Ba Wang Zhiluan or something like, or Wang, one of those. It's like there was periods where like
the 8 princes,
the 8 princes, So like, it's like he almost played the long game. It's like, well, this empire, it's not sustainable either. Let them fight among themselves. Let us just sit back, enjoy the riches. Let's not have any of our people die.
Yeah.
I love this. I had a feeling I could have these conversations for you. I mean, now since I know what your nickname is and why, now it's like, okay, we're going to have a lot of these conversations in the future. I'm serious about this. Whenever you want to talk about Chinese history, Vietnamese history, this stuff, literature, folklore, I'm totally down. 100%.
That would be great. Oh my God.
Are you into like Vietnamese history too? Because, there is some small beef between Chinese and Vietnam history. You know, for a while, China was sort of like the bigger brother, and then Vietnam sort of was able to kick them away. Like, are you into that kind of history?
A little bit, yeah. I'm not gonna say I'm a historian at all. I'm just some nerd who reads a lot of books and play with swords. But like my view on Vietnamese history is like kind of like, well, how I defined it is like there was a great general fended off the Chinese invasion for like the 7th time this week, and then he died of hemorrhoids a week later. That's that's my view of Vietnamese history.
I guess you would call it a slightly controversial take from one of these like Chinese influencers. This is how they described Korea versus Vietnam. Like they call Vietnamese basically Chinese people that don't want to be Chinese people, and then they call Koreans not really Chinese people that want to claim ownership of Chinese culture. You know, I was like, that's a funny way of describing the two countries, because those are the two countries that they're like had the most little brother status to China in many parts of history, but they also have beef with China. So it's like, I like how that influencer was trying to describe the differences between the two countries. So let's talk about your first competition. What made you decide to do it? What was your feeling? Let's go through the whole process.
So I actually had my first competition on YouTube. There's a channel of my head instructor. I'm gonna send it.
Clip I haven't seen before yet because it's not on your Brother Guan channel.
One of my HEMA coaches. He has a YouTube, a small YouTube channel. And he would post the club's we'll call it. The clubs, we'll call it. Can I stream my screen?
Yeah, you can share your screen, I think. If you can't, let me give you permission. I think you can. Okay, I see it. Oh, perfect. Wow, Sword Derby. I actually just found this channel, so it's this channel. Okay.
Yeah. Sword Derby is my is one of my HEMA coaches. So this is me in my my first like official tournament. These were the same pants. And that jacket was actually I got sponsored to wear that jacket.
Wow. Good for you, bro.
Yeah. And that long sword I still use. So this is my first like official HEMA tournament. I was like just beginning.
That's so cool. So this is before you used the Dao.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I didn't have it Dao at the time.
And so you scored that point, right?
It was a double.
Oh, it was a double. Okay.
Okay, so the rules are arms and legs are 1 point, body and head are 2 points, and it's a fast tempo. So if I get hit and I wind up a hit and hit him, then that doesn't score. But if we hit each other at the same time, then both will score. So he hit me in the hands and I hit him in the head. So and I'm a red fencer. So he raised up call it high target and low target.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Oh, we got you right. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Oh, so that's also a double because both of you got each other.
Yeah, I think that was a miscommunication on judges.
Okay.
Judges, because I don't think I hit him.
Okay, I see. Dude, it's so fascinating to watch HEMA matches because it's like with the weapons, one hit kill basically usually. Yeah. So it's like the fighting style's so different compared to the movies where like bing 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 bing.
Sometimes it gets like that, and then we call it really cool, and then we double and cry.
So what's going on in your head when you're in these situations right now?
So since this time it was my first tournament, it's like a lot of things are going in my head. It's like, okay, what techniques do I do? What techniques do I do? How do I counter this? Into this? What do I like think through? oh, how do I fight this opponent? That that is something that you have to kind of grow out of, and something honestly I still need to grow out of. Of like now, whenever I get into a tournament, sorry, I'm burping.
What's up?
One of my ideologies is like if they let me eat their hands, I'll eat their hands, and if I can, I'll just like throw a really fast thrust at their chest. I'm not gonna think like, if they are just like, I don't want to be mean, but if they are just a walking pell, if they're just gonna let me hit them, I'm not gonna think. I'm not gonna like take smash my two neurons together and exhaust myself. I'm just gonna beat them and call it a day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like learn to flow with what they're giving you, right? Yeah.
And when I fight and when I get to a harder opponent, I now have the mental bandwidth to actually fight them.
That makes sense. And in HEMA, are you allowed to get the legs?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that one you got him in the arms, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Oh, this is so fascinating. And there's different types of starting position with the sword, right? Was that something you thought about / played around with?
Yes. So this position here is called a left arm Tag. Tag means like roof or sky in German. So this was before I like picked a style, so I just so I was doing whatever I was taught. So in specifically early German longsword, from people follow a guy named Johannes Schickenauer, and his interpretation of Vontag is just any guard where you where like your hands are up but your point is pointing away. If your hands are up and hold on, and your point is pointing at your opponent, that's called an ox. This defense all heads, and if your hands are low and pointing at your opponent is fluke or plow. Oh, and it defends lower cuts. And if your hands are low and your point is facing away, I don't think I use it here because I use it here. Yeah, it's called Albert or Fool's Guard.
Wow. Fascinating. I love this. Wow, I love this. So is it common to use German terms when you practice HEMA?
Yeah. Almost every in longsword specifically, almost everyone practices German, specifically Johannes Signauer's style. I do a slight personally when I do German longsword, I do a later period from a guy named Jochen Meyer. He unlike Dictator likes to break everything down. So oh yeah. This hit was funny because he went for that thrust. I beat away with a what's called a crosscut. It's called a Zornhau or a raffle strike. And then I fucking put my point into his throat. It's hard to see here, and he kind of fell into it, and I like jumped back to not like kill him.
I see. Yeah, he's thanking you for that. Wow. Wow. So even with the armors and stuff like that, if he really fell into your sword with his throat, would he have gotten cut or would he have been okay? Just had a lot of pain.
Like it would have just getting hit sucks. I don't think I wouldn't have like injured him. unless it was really, really bad, unless he like put his entire body weight and dropped it on the tip of my sword, he should but the sword's flex when I don't think at this time it was good enough to land a hit like that. But the sword's flex as whenever you stab in someone, they bend, so you to redisperse the energy. But getting hit in the throat just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And it hurts.
Yeah.
It's
He's a lot more careful now.
yeah, there's a different opponent.
Oh, okay. I see. Just wearing very similar armor.
Yeah, everyone in HEMA have a standard of we call it HEMA Black.
HEMA Black.
Yeah.
Props to you for being different, right? Like wearing a really cool armor, even in the beginning like this.
Yeah.
So he got you there.
Yeah. Like good thrust to the chest.
Oh, this is so cool. Watching your first tournament, man. What was your expectation going into this tournament? Did you think, okay, let me just try to win one? Or were you like, I think I'm going to win it all? Tell me more about that.
Okay. So my ideology when it comes to competition is no matter who I'm fighting, I could be fighting the Rob Charles, number one ranked HEMAs in the world. I'm going to go in that tournament. I'm going to win. It doesn't matter who you are. I'm going to win. And if I don't, who cares? I'll get them next time. It's just you have, like, in my opinion, you have to go into a tournament with a certain level of confidence, and that like you can be fighting someone like who've been doing this for 7 years. They eat nothing but rice and chicken their entire life, and they're like 2% body fat. You still have to go into that mindset of I'm going to win. I'm going to beat this guy. I might not squash him, but I'm going to win. And if I don't, so what? There's always next time.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I love this.
And since this is my first tournament, I had a lot of doubts. There is one fencer that's coming up that I thought that I was gonna lose to. Like I when I looked at the list of the fighters, there's one guy I know. He's my friend, and he's my friend. I came with the expectations. Okay, I'm gonna win like 2-3 fights, and then I'm gonna get my ass kicked by him. And I managed beating him by 1 point.
Wow. Wow. I love it. Wow. So what was it seems like almost everyone there was white, right? So like this first competition was a very like, even though they have all the flags up there, it was mostly white people.
Yes. Yes.
It makes sense. I mean, HEMA's historical European martial arts, so it would attract mostly white people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This guy, he's from West Virginia. Fucking insane.
Wow.
He's so good.
You can tell by his movements, he really has a flow.
Yeah.
Wow, he even went like
he's so good. The next tournament I fought him in, I managed to beat him, so we have a friendly rivalry.
Nice. So what he's holding, that's called the plow, like you said, right? The way he's holding his sword.
Yeah.
Okay. The flug or the plow.
Yeah.
I'm learning. I'm learning terms as you're explaining it to me. So. Wow, he's able to come forward so easily too. Yeah. So I bet you learned a lot from getting him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my ass kicked here.
Mhm. Uh, and the thing is, unlike fencing, in HEMA, the judge has to really be looking, right? It's not like, oh, there's a machine that detects where it's hit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so my take is that a good HEMA judge is correct maybe 70% of the time. That's why they have two there's a director here and there's two judges
Oh.
to make it right. And like every now and then we get a like there's missed calls and sometimes you lose a fight. Like the last major tournament I went to, I um I lost a semifinals because of it. And like I got mad. Uh,
And what is the appeals process like if you get mad? Can you talk to the tournament director and like get it rescored, or how does that work?
well, you just walk out, take a breather, come back, apologize if you did or did something like uncalled for, and like because like you don't want to burn bridges. You're here to just you're here for competition. You're not here for you know for clout. Uh, like that time I just got mad and I stormed off and took a bit of breather, came back, apologized to everyone and because I got mad and just call it a day. It's it's not there's no shame in admitting that you were mad. There's no or move on.
Mhm. And do you have a coach here with you, or no coaches?
Yeah, blue pants right there. That's one of my HEMA coaches.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I just didn't. I didn't see that fist. He raising up his fist. I didn't want to be mean.
So let's talk about the bowing real quickly. So he hit his helmet with his sword and bowed, whereas you just did a bow. Is there a standard HEMA bow? Like, tell me about that.
um, no, not really.
Mm-hmm.
Normally people would also touch swords before they fence. And
Mm-hmm.
it's, like touching gloves. It's just respectful. It's not. Um, it's just
Very cool.
respectful. I bow because I have a history in Wushu.
How many pounds do the swords weigh?
Um, Depends on the sword. Long swords are like 3 to 3.5 pounds.
Oh, okay.
I have a shorter, lighter one, and I think that's 2.5. Wait, no, it's just under 3 pounds. If I remember correctly. I remember them all in grams because all the swords are European.
Mm.
But yeah, the normal HEMA longsword is like 1,500 grams. Mine is a thousand 1,300 grams.
Okay.
But on the trade off, mine is shorter.
That guard, is that called a fool's guard? What is that guard called?
This one that I'm in,
The one that he has with his like
uh,
raised
that,
like that.
that's a variation of Farm Tog.
Oh.
And people would usually call that either high tog or Johann Meyer's Farm Tog. When you
Mhm.
like, put your sword way over your head because it gives the direction of like, oh, I'm going to crush your head if you don't react. And no, no, like now I would fake that out with an explosive movement. I think here I try to fake a a cut under and a move aside, but didn't exactly work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see how psychologically this high tog is kind of, if you're not familiar with it, it's like, oh, this is a little scary. But since you've trained against it, it's like, okay, let me find out how to
Yeah.
take on it. So cool. I love learning the terminology. I used to suck with terminology, but once viewers kept saying, Jerry, please learn the terminology. Now it's like, okay, I'll learn the terminology. Especially like Taekwondo, all the Korean words. I'm like, I'm not gonna remember all that. But I like these German words. It's they're pretty distinct, so I can remember.
Hey, just wait until you learn fucking Italian longsword. With the Costa del
Oh,
Teatro. Yeah, it's
sounds cooler, but I'm sure it's harder to remember.
oh I personally think peak sword terminology is Chinese.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
not even close.
yeah,
Is
yeah. I love in general a lot of these kung fu terms, right? So poetic.
yeah.
It's like so many of this. Like, you got to be like, okay, what does it try to describe? Like Tai Chi 白鹤亮翅, right? It's like, what are you trying to describe? 抱虎归山, right? Oh.
Yeah.
This guy's got very cool armor. Like his stuff probably, yeah, it looks almost futuristic.
Yeah, I think that's the Sufen classrooms with a custom decal.
Wow.
You know?
So it seems like there are a few companies you can get these armors from, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The the armor, the jackets, the best HEMA jackets are made by Spez. Spez. I forgot where they're from. It's a Eastern European company. They're like the most like they're the golden standard that all HEMA jackets need to follow.
Wow.
Follow. Um, there's another company based in Pakistan called Sufen or Superior Fencing. They're dirt cheap. They're dirt cheap compared to Spez, but like arguably, but definitely lower quality. If you're in America,
Mm-hmm.
if you're in America, the company you should look into is called Purple Heart Armory. They're a reseller for a bunch of Eastern European companies.
Wow, I'm writing all this down. I love this. I love this.
Yeah, yeah. The sword I'm using is a Czech sword. You also get from Purple Armory. It's called the Regenier light feather, or no, short feather.
Nice. Got his hand.
Yeah.
Now, what is that guard he's using?
That's plow.
Oh, that would be plow. Okay.
And what I'm in here right now is Albert or the Fool's Guard.
Fool's guard.
Basically, it gives us all defense for baiting your opponent, and also it's just a nice, easy guard to stay in.
Makes sense.
I, um, now that I have more experience, Fool's Guard is the only guard I stay in. I'm lazy and like I love low guards.
Do they have weight classes?
No. Oh, this is an um, open weight, open gender tournament.
Mm-hmm.
More, not normally. There are some tournaments, specifically Queen's Court in Kentucky, I believe, differentiated by height instead of weight. It- Because in fencing, like normally you actually just want to be lighter in general.
Mm-hmm. Wow, this guy's got a really awesome orange HEMA jacket.
Yeah, this was my this was one of the later fights. I'm so tired. So,
Wow. And when you're training for these fights, um, is it a lot of sparring or is it like, let me practice my different cuts and stuff like that? How do you train for this type of match?
um, per, personally, I think sport like in all martial arts, traditional, modern, no matter what, you're not gonna you're not gonna be like ready for like a tournament or even a tournament or a fight if you don't spar. I believe sparring should be the crux of every single martial art.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And like personally, I how my class does it is that we like have um do warm we do warm up stretching, running, and then just like swing the sword bunch. Then we get to a class based on a concept. It could be like bind work, it could be voiding, it could be defense, it could be attacking, it could be thrusting, whatever. And then right afterwards, we try we test out what we learned in it and spar a lot. My club personally my club's like spars for a lot for a very long time. Um, I usually get to class at around like 5. I, the class itself goes to like 6:30 to 7:30, and then I would stay until like 12 or even 12 of just sparring.
You got him in the face there, right?
Yeah,
Nice. So in this type of tournament, there's no grappling, there's no throwing or anything.
there's no throwing. There is sword grappling. The problem is due to the nature of their high tempo rule set. Grappling really only works if like both of you fucked up and got super close to each other. And also, I'm bad at grappling. I don't wanna.
Oh, interesting. He used only one hand there.
Yeah. Yeah. So the technique he did is called Geisling. It's from a source called Paulus Hector Mayer. Yeah. It's it's called the whip. It's translated as whip. It's a one-handed cut, usually to the leg, but um, but due to the nature. Well, let me grab my sword.
Mm-hmm.
And check if I'm in frame. So, due to the nature of two-hand weapons, you naturally have to like box yourself. Oh, this is the farthest I can reach with with two hands. If I let go of this hand, I can reach farther because my body is more bladed.
Yeah.
The Geisen works because you're dropping one hand and just cutting and just like blading your body completely, so you have a lot of unexpected range.
That makes a lot of sense. Bro, this is so cool. Thank you for showing all. This is so cool, man.
I'm personally not a big fan of it, because like if you guys can super deep, I didn't do it here. If you guys can super deep, your head is mega exposed.
Yeah.
You have one arm to raise up to defend yourself. If they were just to slip the leg, they're crushing your head. And due to the nature of just velocity, it's probably gonna hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So you guys have quite a few matches during the competition, man.
Yeah, well, people come here to fight. This time is a pool match, meaning there are like 500 people in my pools. I fight everyone there, and then we get into and then that sets up for eliminations. So if you have five fights in your pools and you win every single fight, that means you get high ranked in elims, and high elims fight low elims. So if you do really well in pools, you get like a nice little baby seal to bash in.
Yeah. It's kind of in chess in a Swiss format. It's the same thing. The people who are performing the best get paired with the people performing the worst. So they keep doing it multiple rounds. Interesting that. So what is he saying here?
So basically, I did that guy's thing to the arm, and right afterwards he thrusted me. Everyone saw the cut to the arm.
Yeah.
But they do not know if the thrust to my throat was in tempo, and if they should have called.
Makes sense.
He's saying that it was not out of tempo.
Nice. I love the different colored socks he has. So that's the Fool's Guard, or you were having the Fool's Guard before.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, Fool's Guard right there. Nice.
Yeah. The director, that's Sam Riles. He just half a year ago he won gold medal in Helsinki, a tournament in Finland. Probably the biggest HEMA tournament in the world. He's fantastic.
Oh.
So yeah, every fight before this was my pools match, and I did relatively well. So I got someone who did a little worse than me. And this was the guy. This is my friend David. This was the guy that I went, okay, I'm gonna win 1 or 2 fights and I'm gonna get my ass kicked by David.
He's got an interesting. He bounces. He shifts his way from the back to the front foot a lot.
Yeah, he's very fit and has a lot of energy compared to me at the time. And he likes to stay in this color. Later sources call this Easenport or the Iron Gate because it naturally protects you really well.
Oh.
There's a moment in this fight that I went like full Wushu. And
he turns his back though. Oh, don't turn your back.
Turning your back is a huge no-no. And
he turned his back. You got him there, right? In the body?
No, that was flat.
Oh.
I hit him with the flat. That actually caved in my mask. I had to replace that mask after this.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you've never shared your thoughts / compilations of this one on your channel, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just really old.
Mm-hmm.
Old.
Mm-hmm.
And my channel is mainly dedicated to to like the transition of HEMA Wushu.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh. And yeah, this is all HEMA. Yeah, skip this because there's a long discussion.
Man, sometimes I get a little worried for the judges. I'm afraid they're gonna get hit. They're gonna catch a stray.
Yeah. Another long discussion. This is kind of a thing of HEMA tournaments where if judges are uncomfortable with their call, if directors are uncomfortable with the calls, um they stop the fight, right, and call the judges. And
Oh, that was an interesting thing he did. He went like, whoop.
yeah. He basically tried to do a variant of what when German longsword you call a Scheitelhau or a scalping cut.
Oh.
It's a cut directly on top of the head to get over their guard. Or um I managed to slip it with my body. So
So that one you got his arm, right?
no.
No.
Um yeah, not completely whiffed.
Um
Another long discussion.
When you're in these matches, do you notice any of the other matches around you? Or are you so in the moment you don't notice what's going on in the side?
I actively try to ignore it.
Uh-huh. So tomorrow I'm probably going to do a chess tournament where it's like in a mall. So I'm going to see if I'm going to be good at ignoring like the things that are happening next to me. We'll see. I'll have to report back to you.
Yeah. It's also the other hand of like if I don't pay attention, if I look at the other matches, well, I get hit in the head with a sword.
That's true. That's a good incentive. Wow. They do have fans in there, but I can imagine it gets a little hot, right?
Oh, not just hot, it gets so smelly.
Oh,
so
I didn't even
bad.
think about that. Yeah. Ooh. How do you even clean these jackets and stuff? Dude, that was a good shot you got him with.
Yeah. Hold up. I remember this because it went into his glove and I felt really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So the sword's, like I said, bent for safety measures.
Yeah.
And it got stuck in his glove. And if you notice the stay bent, I do not have a completely straight sword anymore.
Wow. Wow, yeah. It never straightened up completely. Wow. Wow. Okay, that was the end of it.
This is my final Eden match. I do not know this guy's name. My friends call him Dr. Eggman because he has a really big mustache. Yeah. I lost this fight. He also managed to get he got to first place. Okay, so like yeah, I lost to the first place winner.
Wow. When you get your opponents, how close to the competition do you get them, or do you find out during the day of competition?
Um, Sometimes you can look up the tournament beforehand and see who's participating. What in this tournament I didn't know who I was fighting against. But I only knew my friends who was fighting in it. So like my friend Ryan there and the guy before, or David. Those were the only people I knew that were in the competition.
So in that case, the swords just got entangled.
Yeah. Yeah. He got in his head, and my sword got hooked on the we'll call it on the crossguard.
Oh, I see. I see. So he still got you in the head. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, in the movies, how the swords always get tangled and then they have to go. That was like the closest it was to how it is in the movies.
Yeah. This happens a lot, especially when in close competition.
And he's using an iPad to keep score, right? Or is that a phone?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it's a phone.
It's a phone. Okay. It's just. Oh yeah, he has it attached to his forearm.
Yeah. It's different for every tournament. Sometimes they have people, with the phone. Sometimes they have what's called table that
Oh, nice. So interesting. His stance is a little lower than the previous opponent.
yeah. If not in his case, but usually taller fencers like to think really down low. Oh, I I'm like 5'6", so I get less of an advantage whenever I sink low. Yeah.
Oh, look, he's on his tippy toes while he's in his horse stance.
Yeah. Here I think he understood the assignment that like he could just beat blitz me. me. And like now I know how to answer against a faster opponent. Like then, yeah, I just didn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he just beat me.
Wow. Wow, that was cool. Thanks for sharing your first match. Wow, your first ever. And so after this, were you hooked before this, or is this like after this you're like, I'm really hooked?
Yeah. Well, I was hooked before that,
Uh-huh.
but like this was a tournament that got me like, yeah, like I want to be a competitive fencer.
So obviously you worked on how to deal with people blitzing, and what else did you work on after this?
General fitness is the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, at the time I was like maybe 220 pounds. I was a pretty big guy. Um, Now I'm at like a comfortable 190, 180. So like that is better. Like timing, distance management, blade work. That that's all. I just wanted to get better, get good.
When along this journey did you say, okay, I'm gonna start really putting my wushu into it?
It was always kind of there, but like it was always kind of there. Now let me think actually. When did I start really like hammering into the wushu? I would like to say about a year and a half ago. So like about like half a year after my first video, you know. Like now I kind of do wushu differently than most people. Instead of like going to a kung fu school or and like doing forms 100 times over, I read manuals um for I read manuals. The Wu Beizhi has a manual longsword. There's a guy named Chang Zhengyou during the Ming Dynasty that wrote the Dandao Fazuan. And currently, what I specialize in is Jian, specifically Wudang style Jian from a warlord during the Republican era named Li Qingling
How did you locate these manuscripts?
online.
Okay.
There's a YouTube channel called Jack Chan. He he like he shows off a bunch of manuals that you can buy for. Uh,
Wow.
and then I can read a little bit of Chinese, so I just look up like the raw PDF of those manuals and the raw PDF of those manuals and like read them.
Wow. That's so cool. I gotta find this Jack Chan channel.
Yeah.
What's really cool, by the way, is that as you're talking about HEMA and I'm looking up HEMA, a lot of the HEMA manuals are available online too. It's so cool. Like a lot of this stuff, especially when it comes to weapons play, a lot of this stuff has been put online.
It's a lot easier with HEMA in particular. There's a website called Wittenauer, or fantastic website like has almost every HEMA manual I can think of in it, and some of them don't have translations, so it's a little hard to read some of them. But there's always like resources. Like I said, my favorite HEMA manual is I think Nightly Art of Combat. I think it's called translate to by Johann Meyer.
I found a website that collects some Meyer stuff too, so I'm like bookmarking this. Let's end this by saying, what is next in your journey? You got more competitions coming up? Tell me more.
My next competition would be on August 2nd. It's gonna be a we'll call it a small in-house tournament, nothing competitive. We're doing a wrestling seminar.
Wow.
Or my gym is also a judo Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu gym. We're getting some of the judo guys over to do a wrestling and grappling seminar. Or then we're having a small tournament. That's not gonna be competitive tournament. The week after that, I'm like the week after that, I will be appearing in a what call it, a short film. Um, just as like background actors, background like stuntmen, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
My next major tournament is going to be in Glettenfeld, uh, well, not Gazelle, in fact, in Oklahoma
Wow.
in October. In October, that's the tournament I'm like really preparing for, or like or it's gonna have some of the best fences in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Some gonna meet some of my online friends.
I didn't even know Oklahoma had a big HEMA community. That's so cool.
I think like every U.S. state has at least one HEMA club.
Wow. Where do you think HEMA is the most popular in the U.S.?
I would say Ohio, the Columbus area.
Ohio. And why do you think that is?
The East Coast just has so many good fencers. Sam Riles, Stephen Chaney, Joshua Derby, fantastic fencers. There's also just so many clubs around that area.
Mm-hmm.
And like the tournaments get big. So I think I think Ohio has a lot of fencers, period, and a lot of absolutely like just killers, man. And
So cool.
California also has a really good HEMA scene with and the Midwest in general. The Midwest and California have really good fencers. The number one ranked fencer in the world, guy named Rob Childs. He's like 50, still kicking everyone's ass.
Wow.
Like he's fantastic. I think he's from California. Yeah. And then I think he might be the second best right now. A guy named Sawyer Freshie that I'm gonna be meeting in Bazaar, in fact. And he like just turned 18 and won second place in one of the biggest HEMA tournaments, SoCal Swords.
Wow. This is actually a good question too. For people that want to get into HEMA, what are some people they should follow besides you, of course, Brother Guan? Who else should they follow on YouTube?
My favorite YouTube channel, for HEMA is Sellsword Arts by a guy named David Miller in Texas. Fought him a few months ago. Fantastic. He's so good. He's so good. There's a channel called Robinswords. By I don't know where Robin's from. But he's very knowledgeable. Never met him in person, but his content is super good. My friend C Burns runs a channel called Rapier Ramblings. They are a fantastic fencer. They know a lot about specifically rapier. And a Pittsburgh local. If you want to get into like the very high end of HEMA, of specifically longsword HEMA, there's a local called HEMA Fight Breakdowns. Run by I think 30th best in the world, JW. Oh, he breaks down like fighting techniques, ideology, and fights, all that. So I think that's great for like an advanced belt, and a bunch of other channels that I'm not like I don't have time, and I also don't have the brain capacity to mention them all because they all have like long Italian names.
Besides YouTube, are you on any other social media platform that you want to talk about?
I'm really just on YouTube.
Okay, that's cool. Sometimes you start with one, right, and slowly build from there.
I am thinking about like putting some of my shorts on TikTok, and maybe Facebook Shorts.
Cool. I think this is a good stopping point. Everyone, this was Brother Guan. That was an awesome interview, man.
Thank you for having me.